This is Mo Bashir for the Hook. Delighted to be joined by Alfie Middlemiss. Alfie, firstly, how are you?
Great, mate. Great. Super excited now. Fight week's finally here. I can't wait to go in there on Friday and do the business. All the hard work's been done. Got a fantastic camp surrounded by some great people. So I'm looking to go in there and put on a great performance on Friday.
Awesome. We're speaking a little bit off camera. Obviously, you do quite a good boxer, but you also do something else as well, acting. Just sort of explain like how that come about.
Listen, my whole family's been involved in acting from a very young age. My dad was on Coronation Street for a while, and I've sort of been brought up in that sort of dramatic family. Some weird turn of events that I've turned into a boxer, really. But I was offered a big opportunity last summer to play Phil Foden in the Dear England, which is coming out in summer just before World Cup on the BBC. So that was a great opportunity. Playing football with a load of lads. I'm a lot better at boxing than I am at football, to be honest with you. But it was such a good experience down in London, and that'll come out, and hopefully it'll be a great thing for my profile. And yeah, it's an exciting one to get buzzed for the World Cup just before it. So yeah, I can't wait for that to come out.
And then, where did the boxing like come into it?
Yeah, so at a young age, I've always been a competitive kid. I've always been involved in sports, whether it be cricket, football. I've always wanted to win. I've always been a sore loser as well, to be honest with you. But boxing sort of come out of nowhere, really. I watched the fight and I went to the gym and I just got hooked on it ever since. Some people say when you first spar, when you get hit in the nose, you either love it or you hate it. And I loved it, to be honest with you, and I just kept coming back to the gym and I love it. Ever since then, I've just kept improving, kept thriving, and now I'm in a great gym and I've got a fantastic opportunity. First fight as a Matchroom fighter, and yeah, I believe I'm going to show what I'm capable of on Friday.
When did that offer sort of come in from Matchroom? And actually, before I ask you about it, I wanted to ask you like, when did you realise that you could turn, I guess, your passion for boxing into something that you do full time?
Listen, at the start of it, I was just doing it out of enjoyment. I was a kid who went into the gym who just loved it. I was around a load of likewise lads, and I was having great crack in the gym, and that's what sort of intrigued me at the start. But then I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with fighting. I fell in love with the whole sport, everything around it. And obviously, it's a tough game, and I knew it was a tough game from the start. But I've always had the belief in myself that I could go to the top in whatever I did, and whether that be a national title, which I won, and now a matchroom contract which I've done as I've turned pro, and I believe the sky's the limit. I love boxing and I believe I can go to the top.
I mean, saying that, you've had quite an active 2025, I think 3, 4 fights. And I guess you're looking to build up on that momentum into 2026. How do you have the time for the acting? Like, how do you balance the two?
Like, a lot of people have said that, but it's difficult. But it's not because I was in a great opportunity where I finished my last fight in July and then I went straight into the filming for this. So it was a nice little bit of time off after I had a very active start to the year. But like I say, I'm always in the gym. Literally, I'll finish filming and I'm straight in the gym non-stop. So I just think it's another string to my bow, and it's another thing that adds to the profile, because I know what boxing's like. Sometimes you need to have that other side of things to build your profile and bring a new set of audience, a new set of eyes, and I think that'd be great for my career in the long run.
Is there anything, I guess, you take into boxing that you like? Are there any transferable skills from boxing to acting? Obviously, you come across very well here. I'm guessing the acting, so I guess in the acting sort of element comes into that. Are there any transferable skills from the ring that you can take into the plays and stuff that you do?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, to be honest with you. Obviously, like that nerve sort of thing, I'm kind of used to it. Being behind a camera or being on stage, I'm sort of used to that thing. Obviously, you still get butterflies and nerves and stuff like that, but yeah, I've been used to that sort of thing, and I believe it. It sets me up good for these big shows, especially under the lights when there's a lot of pressure on you. Some people fall, but I believe I shine bright under those occasions, under the bright lights, under the pressure. I think you're going to see the best out of me.
You mentioned first fight as a Matchroom fighter. I guess how did that opportunity come about from Matchroom? And yeah, why did you decide to sign?
Listen, obviously Matchroom's the place where you wanted to be. Ever since I first got involved in boxing, Matchroom has been, the premier promoter in the game, really. And I've been on a few of the shows, put in some great performances, and when the call came up, it was a no-brainer for me, to be honest with you. They've got a great, track of the career that I want to go to. I want to move fast. I want to have great momentum in my career and push for titles by the end of this year. So I'm with the best promoter possible, the best team around me, and I think the sky's the limit, like I said.
So the final question, on Friday night, what can people expect from you at the Planet Ice in Orchard?
Oh, mate, just expect excitement. I'm bringing such good support. Over 300 tickets have sold, and it's going to be electric in there. That walkout's going to be something special. It's going to be some buzz, and I'm going to go in there, do what I do, stick to my boxing, and showcase my skills. If that knockout comes, it comes. But I think I'm going to come away with the win, most definitely.
Perfect. Alfie, thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate it.